Welcome to the Unpopular Opinion Show. I'm Oscar Lucio. Today, I'm talking about how X-Men sucks. It needs to die for a while. Thank God that this merger is finally going through, and let's see Marvel treat this franchise correctly. Let's start things off, okay? X-Men 2, great movie. First Class, great movie. Days of Futures Past, the best X-Men movie in my opinion, and Logan is just simply fantastic. Deadpool is also fantastic, but for the sake of an X-Men show, we won't get into that right now. You probably have your own opinion on what you think the best X-Men movies are, and that's fine. We're not here to talk about that or debate that today. There's a lot of rumors surrounding the status of movies like New Mutants and Dark Phoenix. Some are even saying that maybe both of these films are cancelled. With Dark Phoenix, I think that I can understand that being cancelled. It seems like New Mutants was really far in production, so that would be a huge shocker if that got cancelled to me. But with the Disney and Fox merger approved, who knows what could happen to either of these titles. Maybe Disney doesn't like the way that these films are going. I'm sure they sat down and they saw most of New Mutants, right? With Disney in control, they could take a look at these films, and if they're not up to their standard or it's not what the company wants to represent X-Men as, they can completely scrap them. And personally, I'm all for this move. Getting back to those films that I said I loved in this franchise, movies like Days of Futures Past, First Class, they gave me hope. I really enjoyed the new casting, the new stories. It seemed like everything was going good, especially with Days of Futures Past. I thought they made so many correct moves in this film. At the end of that installment, it really felt like they were going to reboot the series, have Patrick Stewart explain this history to Hugh Jackman's character Wolverine, everything that he missed now that the future has changed. But it really didn't seem like any of that happened. I thought Apocalypse was a good movie, but nevertheless, I just felt like something was off. Going from the height of Days of Futures Past and then getting Apocalypse, it seems like the quality did not match up. And to be honest, some of the cast in X-Men Apocalypse I didn't really feel connected with. Even Sophie Turner as Jean Grey I just thought was meh. I think she's a great actor and I think she's great in Game of Thrones. I can't wait to see what other roles she takes on. But for Jean Grey, I just didn't feel like she fit. When I heard they were going to carry on some of this cast into Dark Phoenix, something to me just didn't sound right. I think a lot of people felt like this might be the downfall of X-Men. And now we may never get to see if that was going to be a good or bad movie. Which isn't exactly a good or bad situation for fans like us. It really just means that, hey, Disney might be looking to reboot this franchise, maybe deliver us a brand new X-Men cast, which I'm personally all for as long as they get the casting right. This also most likely means that if they do cancel these titles, it will be some time before we get a new X-Men movie. If Disney were to scrap New Mutants and Dark Phoenix, I believe the earliest time slot we could see a new rebooted X-Men is 2022 at the earliest. I know you might think that that seems too far out, but when you think about it, it's already halfway through 2018. We get 1.5 to 2 years for pre-production. That would include getting the script, getting the cast, and whatever Hollywood stuff you gotta do. And then another 1.5 to 2 years to film and edit the movie, and bam, you're looking at 2022. I'm sorry if that makes you sad, but finally this franchise could get the respect it deserves in the time it deserves, and we can have a really awesome hype train leading up to this next X-Men movie. And until then, hopefully in good faith, Disney would keep producing movies like Deadpool. The rumor would be that the third Deadpool movie would be a full X-Force movie, but who knows if that's even happening with this merger. People like Ryan Reynolds have voiced their opinion about Disney merging with Fox and what that would do with their franchise, and we've even had people at Disney saying that they would probably keep Deadpool an R-rated movie if this merger were to happen. Which is good news for fans like us. That would also mean that Deadpool would have Marvel looking over their shoulder, and maybe we would get even greater cameos that we already get in Deadpool. But now getting back to X-Men, I want to bring up another great reason why this franchise needs rebooting. And that is because it has lost its true star, Hugh Jackman. We all can admit that X-Men has always been carried on the shoulders of actors like Hugh Jackman. Except for movies like First Class, which I honestly believe was one of the best X-Men movies. But even with First Class, we can't deny that Hugh Jackman was clearly the star of this franchise, and now he is out of it. And now with that, it gives you an opportunity to recast X-Men and find yourself new franchise stars. It seems like X-Men was always centered about Wolverine, and now you could even center it around other characters if that's something that you'd like to do. And I truly believe with some time off of this franchise, we would all be refreshed and ready for a new cast. X-Men was always in a weird place to where you heard production rumors, you heard casting rumors, you knew Hugh Jackman was going to leave, and then you also hear like movies like Gambit that should be happening but seems like never are going to happen. And somewhere in all of that mess, it kind of leaves you feeling hopeless for this franchise. And major fans are just crossing their fingers that we still get more Hugh Jackman like in a Deadpool movie. And honestly, I really don't think we will ever see Hugh Jackman again as Wolverine. He got to ride off in the sunset of the best X-Men movie ever, and that was Logan. There's no chance that he wants to tarnish that legacy in any way, especially after you make a movie like Logan. Something I truly believe is that most of us comic book fans that have seen our favorite characters be put on the big screen is that we feel like Disney has done a great job representing these characters and comics. And you know what? Even if you don't want movies like Dark Phoenix and New Mutants canceled, we can still all have a sense of relief knowing that Marvel and Disney own X-Men again. And who knows, maybe some of our favorite recasted characters may show up in other properties first, like Disney has done so well in the past 10 years. So who's with me? Let's reboot these movies, okay? I'm sorry, people like James McAvoy, Sophie Turner, go do other great movies. Go do Glass. Go do whatever you want. Let's reboot this series. Let's get X-Men going again. Let's have some awesome X-Men Avengers team-ups. I don't even care. Let's just see some fresh X-Men. I don't care how long it takes. Let's get this done. GBW out.